Well, I might say the biggest benefit nationally for the village concept is the prevention of isolation.
Hi, I'm Lynn Widmeyer, and this is another in my series of how are we going to keep one of our most important resources, old people like me, in Jefferson County. And today I'm with Jack Young, who is a wonderful resource to our county and to Shepherdstown in particular. He is how old?
88 years
He's
young.
88 years young, and he lives in a wonderful house here on the golf course in Shepherdstown. So let me ask you, just tell me a little bit about why you like this house so much.
Well, first, I like this house because my wife Martha, who I'm sorry to say passed away in December of 2018.
She was a wonderful woman.
I was in the Navy for 24 years. Martha and I traveled all around the country and world. We sort of settled on my last assignment around the D.C. Beltway in Fairfax, Virginia. We liked it there, but it was too busy, and we wanted to get to a smaller community. And Shepherdstown sort of came on the scene when my son, Richard, graduated from Shepherd and met his fiancée and settled in Shepherdstown. And he...
the family connection.
Yeah, family connection. And Martha and I asked Richard and Kelly, can we move closer to you?
That's very wise to ask your children that.
And we got a thumbs up.
Do you have plans to stay here?
I have a daughter-in-law who asked me what's my plan B. I'm living my plan B right now.
So this house is meeting your needs. What do you like best about this floor plan and this house that makes this your plan B?
Well, for example, I have a old sports knee that gives me trouble to get around. Everything I need is on one floor, one step to get into the house. The community is close. My son is close by, and wonderful friends who lend a hand and keep you involved. Plus the fact that Shepherd University is here and offers different programs, lifelong learning programs, musical programs. It adds life to my life.
What services would you like to see more of? Like, we do have a Jefferson County Community of Aging, Council on Aging. Are there any programs that would make it even easier for you?
I'm a member of an organization called Shepherdstown Area Independent Living, SAIL. It's a nonprofit organization that was put together to help people age in place so they don't have to go to another place in Virginia or Maryland.
We are losing a lot of our cohorts to facilities like that outside the county. So how is SAIL helping to counteract that?
SAIL is a program that really is not unique. In fact, the first village like SAIL was started in Boston in 2003. And a group of elderly people said, we want to stay where we are. We don't want to go to assisted living until we actually have to. And USA and AARP heard about that program in Boston and wrote about it. And from that single startup in Boston in 2003, there are now over 300 villages around the nation similar to that, of which SAIL is one. We're the only one in West Virginia. And we started with a membership of 26 in 2012. We have 130 now.
And just to clarify, you stay in your own house. I mean, you're not moving to a structure or
No.
residential community, you stay in your house. So what kind of services or get-togethers or community functions does SAIL provide?
Well, I might say the biggest benefit nationally for the village concept is the prevention of isolation. And
So important. Now, SAIL is oriented to the Shepherdstown zip code, correct? It's not a county-wide.
it's not a county-wide program.
And one of the things in talking to people that they talk about is the difficulty of getting maintenance and help to their house or to do repairs, especially people who have lived here all their lives, because those people are leaving, dying, or so you have to find a whole new group of maintenance helpers. So does SAIL help with that?
Well, it's one of the benefits for being a member of SAIL. We have a list of vetted support contractors that if you need your windows done and you don't wash them, we have a couple of companies who are in business to do that.
That's wonderful.
And not only contractors, but our members volunteer to help people to drive to different activities. We have a program where if you're going to the doctors or the hospital, see your physician, we have people who are trained to go with you and take notes, questions before you go,
idea.
and then record those answers. So you have 2 eyes and ears extra, and that was turned over to the individual. That's one of the programs. We have exercise programs. We have walking tours. We have Tai Chi people. We have
That's wonderful.
members who kayak. We have a member who has about 8 kayaks, and she keeps everybody. We were.
You're on the river. Well, this is a great place to kayak. We're on the Potomac and the Shenandoah nearby.
Our kayak program was recognized nationally in the village concept.
But what role does family play in your life right now?
Well, Martha and I like to brag about our family, but our kids, they were born in 3 years, so they've been around for a long time. All 3 of them call me every day.
Oh.
And
they literally call you? They don't text you? That seems to be a favorite of my children. Text.
they call me, and that's really nice.
You've moved here, you stayed here, we are in your Plan B. What recommendations would you give to other people who are entering our age bracket as they start to think about future places where they should live? Got any advice? Can you talk a little bit about your idea about that high school course that I thought that was pretty innovative.
Yeah, too few graduating students, high school, know how to write, take care of a checkbook, and do other everyday life activities. And I think there should be one for not only just graduating high schoolers, but there ought to be a life plan that is introduced someplace early on, because Martha and I made a couple of false moves when we were in our 60s.
When you were youngins, 60s.
When we were youngins, which would have been totally devastating from a family support viewpoint.
One of the people I interviewed who lived here for a while and then left the county said that to do this planning, as you suggest, you got to do it when you're young and healthy and you're not responding to a crisis in health or life situation.
You should have discussed and agreed upon what you as a parent, what your plans are. And that includes up until you die. You ought to have a plan for living and a plan for dying. And that should be discussed and agreed upon with the family. Now, the family never wants to talk about that.
And, you are so right. I have tried to bring that up with my children, and they are just
Well,
totally uninterested in that topic.
You usually get everybody together.
And lock the door.
Well, you get together for vacations, and the family says, "Hey, we're here for a good time. We don't want to talk about that." And
Then you lock the door.
And eventually you need to just sort of batten down the hatches and say, we're going to go on this vacation, but we're going to have this time set aside to talk about these issues.
Well, thank you, Jack, for talking with me. I always end these when I talk to people who are so important to the community like you, to hear that your plan B is to stay here, because you have done so much for the community, and I think Sale is a model for, I hope, other parts of the county, maybe one day. But thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with me, and thank you for staying in Jefferson County.
Thank you for asking.